97.3 Citi FM, it's midday and you're welcome to this package of the Citi Prime News. We're broadcasting live from our studios here in Accra. This afternoon, outpatient services at Kolebu suspended as doctors strike over dispute between laboratory physicians and medical laboratory scientists.
Starting today, we've suspended all outpatient departments and that will be on for the next 1 week. If we're able to resolve this issue, we'll suspend our strike.
Also in the bulletin, over 600,000 students sit for basic education certificate examination today as Education Minister directs review of question paper transportation.
Why have to change the way they teach things? Ordinarily, you should have been 15 minutes into the exam. Is that not right? But I see answer sheets without question papers is now on its way. So we have to review how exam questions are transported.
Still in this edition of the Citi Prime News, as Bank of Ghana comes under heavy criticism over its reported 15.6 billion cedi loss, some analysts justify the loss over economic stabilization.
If you look at the performance of the economy in 2024 and you compare that to 2025, you could only draw one conclusion that the bank actually used its tools intensively to actually deliver out.
The Citi Prime News this afternoon. Let's get into the details and begin with the basic education certificate examination. The Education Minister, Haruna Idrisu, says major investment in senior high school infrastructure is the only lasting solution to challenges linked to Ghana's computerized school placement system. He says expanding facilities at the SHS level will help address placement difficulties faced by students each year. Now, speaking to BUC candidates at Asanwinso Senior High School in the Western North region, Haruna Idrisu said government will roll out a nationwide sensitization campaign to help them choose their preferred schools.
To choose your schools after the examination results are declared, but we undertake a massive public education exercise for you to understand what is required of you. But to the Ghanaian population, we are dealing with the symptoms of the problem. If we want to enhance the computerized placement system, we must invest more in education infrastructure, more classrooms, more dormitories, more laboratories, and improvement in the learning, provision of learning materials and the quality of it.
Now, the Education Minister has also directed the Director General of Ghana Education Service to take immediate steps to review the transportation of question papers to exam centers in order to avoid unnecessary delays. The Minister issued a directive after observing the late arrival of question papers at the Boako Center. Although the answer booklets were available, supervisors, invigilators and candidates were still waiting for the arrival of question papers while other centers were already 15 minutes into the examination.
So it means that the assessment institution have to change the way they do things. Director General, so take note. Why have to change the way they do things? Ordinarily, you should have been 15 minutes into the exam. Is that not right? Yes. Part of your training was that you should have been seated at 8:30. Start the exams at 9. But I see answer sheets without question papers is now on its way.
Yeah.
So we have to review how exam questions are transported to the examination centers. So Director General, yourself on the white council so many immediate reforms. Because you've taken 15 minutes of your time. I hope that they don't lose it.
You are the voice of the Education Minister, Haruna Idrisu. Meanwhile, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Ernest Kofi Davis, says measures to prevent any leakage during this year's examinations have been put in place.
Ensure that you secure pass by yourself. Make sure you do an independent work. Avoid cheating, avoid collusion, so that at the end of the day, the results that you will get will reflect your own academic capability. That is what will help you to progress. Don't expect APO, because we'll do everything possible to ensure that APO will not come. So do independent work and then make sure that you've made all of us proud.
Voice of the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Ernest Kofi Davis. Let's stay with BEC. Still, the Sunyani Municipal Director of the Ghana Education Service, Mark Godfred Doma, has expressed satisfaction over the steady rise in the number of girls participating in the BEC in the municipality. Now, speaking to Citi News, he indicates that candidates have also been cautioned against engaging in exam malpractice.
I'm very much impressed with the 4,522 we have registered. The number is up, particularly as a municipality. So, preparation has been very well. I had the time to go around. I met all the candidates, both private and public schools. We worked through the whole process of exam, the importance of education in their life, why they go to school, what the importance of exams, and things that can destroy their examination and destroy their future. And these children were able to mention a lot of the examination malpractices. So that is the joy that they are fully aware of the dangers of the examination malpractices.
That was the Sunyani Municipal Director for Ghana Education Service, Mark Godfred Doma. Still on the BC and the issue of exam malpractice, the Eastern Regional Minister, Rita Kosia-Jawate, has also cautioned students. Now, a total of 57,559 candidates are sitting for the 2026.
And after it all, success is all we wish for you. And we know you are coming out colorfully. May God bless you.
You heard the voice of the Eastern Regional Minister, Rita Kosia-Jawate. Now, the West African Examination Council itself says it has implemented strict measures to curb examination malpractice in the ongoing BEC. The exams are being conducted at over 2,000 centers nationwide with nearly 20,000 candidates participating. Now, speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show, WIEG's head of public affairs, John Kapi, said candidates have been adequately sensitized while invigilators are being cautioned against aiding malpractice.
We have had briefing sessions with all the supervisors and invigilators. We didn't just do that from Accra, we decentralized it. So virtually every district was met. Every district have had their turn in terms of briefing. We have admonished every single one who is supposed to be part of the examination process to ensure that they maintain the highest standards of security and of course integrity. On the part of the candidates, we've done some sensitization as well. We've put out there some flyers for these examinations. They should give them adequate time to sleep well, make sure they are well fed, make sure that they are studying in an environment that is safe for them, and not to push them around too much. We also expect that parents would not try to make any comparison between one child and another. Each child is unique, each child has unique abilities, and so any form of comparison between one child and the other is simply pushing them to the edge, and once they found themselves wanting, they would want to seek assistance or find other means of passing. Let the children go out there and be themselves.
That was WIEG's head of public affairs, John Kapi, speaking earlier on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show. Over 600,000 students are sitting for this year's Basic Education Certificates examination. Well, away from BEC issues, outpatient services at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital have been suspended following a strike by doctors. The doctors cite a dispute over access to the hospital's central laboratory, which they say is affecting patient care and diagnosis, as well as plans to roll out a 24-hour OPD service. Now, speaking to Citi News, the General Secretary of the Kolebu Doctors Association, Dr. Jojo Nyamiche Bediakum, warned that the action could further disrupt services if not resolved.
Starting today,
the General Secretary of the Kolebu Doctors Association, Dr. Jojo Nyamiche Bediakum. Hawa Idriso is my colleague here in the Citi Newsroom. She is currently at Kolebu, monitoring events there for us. She's joined us via telephone. Good afternoon to you, Hawa. I mean, we know Kolebu is a big...
Go on a strike. Like the inset you play, the doctors are saying that this is an issue with management of the hospital because some of the lab results they receive from the medical laboratory is not accessible. They can't access it. And they have told management to work on it, but that is yet to be done. So most of the outpatients, you see people there sitting, waiting for doctors to attend to them. But the doctors tell us that they are not in the ward attending to outpatient cases. They are attending to inpatient and emergency cases. They held an emergency meeting with management of the hospital this morning. So they are waiting on management to give them a favorable response. And then if that happens, they are likely to call off the strike today. If that doesn't happen, then they give management up until the close of week. So by weekend, they'll decide on the next line of action, which includes withdrawing all their services. But they are hoping that management will resolve their issues. I've been joined by the General Secretary of the Medical Laboratory Workers Union, Dr. Sefa Akuto, to tell us the issue they have with the doctors, because the doctors, one of the claims was that
laboratory, but they go about saying it is an issue of access. If it is indeed an issue of access, then I wonder how doctors are able to get results, how they come into the lab, send the patient, make follow-up to continue the service they have been rendering over the past period of years. But I think that Kolebu runs a paperless system actually, and in that paperless, medical doctor to say this in the media. This call for an immediate investigation by the government, because we all know Kolebu is the premier hospital we have in Ghana. So if they can say that over 50% of laboratory investigations from the Kolebu Central Lab, the central healthcare facility in Ghana, are inaccurate, then it means the whole Kolebu has to shut down. Because on what basis are they giving medication? On what basis are they charging the patient? It means they are deceiving the whole public. And that is an immediate call for an emergency for proper investigation. You see, when people want something and they don't get, they find all funny ways to get it. They think they can go about to discredit laboratory professionals just to make us look bad. But we all know that in this country, doctors are not trained to do testing. Doctors are trained to be in the consulting room, attend to the patients in the consulting room. Here we are in this country, the government is on results. The same results that will come to you. You are the one who requests the service. When we finish, we send it back to you. Just sit in your consulting room, run whatever comment you want to run. So I think doctors, the comment by the Kolebu Doctors Association is very misleading and reckless, and I think they deserve to give apology. And I stand here as the General Secretary of the Medical Laboratory Workers Union to demand an immediate retraction of that statement and apology to the entire Ghanaian population. They failed to decide the close of work on Friday. We will properly advise ourselves. Management has also met some of our members and made some directives. We think this is not in the interest of Ghana.
Well, so you had the General Secretary of the Medical Laboratory Scientist there at Kolebu speaking to my colleague Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. I'm reporting from Kolebu, where there is some seeming tensions between the doctors and the MedLab scientists over access to the central laboratory. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News, your 97.3 Citi FM. Still ahead, as Bank of Ghana comes under heavy criticism over its reported 15.6 billion cedi loss, some analysts justify this loss over economic stabilization. We have details in a bit. Please don't go away.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
This Mother's Day, we celebrate a love that never gives up, even when it's tested. Let's celebrate the quiet strength and endless love of our mothers. Think about the outstanding moments with Mama and share them with us in our Mother's Day promotion, An Episode with Mama. Send a message to 0539 986 996 reflecting on that one moment you hurt your mother with a decision, a word, or an action that caused her pain. And yet in her quiet strength, she chose to forgive you because her love for you was always greater than the pain. Or think about the sacrifices she made, the things she went through, the things she went without, so you could have more. The sleepless nights, the silent struggles, her own dreams set aside just to see you move forward. Many times, these sacrifices go unnoticed. And now cast your mind back to that one defining moment, the midnight advice, the support, the action Mama took that changed your life forever. That single act that continues to guide you all the time. So this Mother's Day, let's go beyond celebration. Let's reflect, let's appreciate, and let's say the words that matter. Add your full name, your phone number, and Mama's full name, and send to 0539 986 996 via WhatsApp. Let's give Mama her flowers while she can feel it. The An Episode with Mama promotion is powered by 97.3 Citi FM with support from Channel 1 TV, and it's proudly sponsored by GTP and supported by Takira.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back to the Citi Prime News. You're on 97.3 Citi FM, broadcasting from Accra. We're in the western region on Beach 105.5 FM and Sky Power 93.5 FM, both in Takrady. We're in the Bono region on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyai. In the Ashanti region, the Citi Prime News is on Adwimpa 99.9 FM in Nkaria. We're also in the Volta region on Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi and Freedom 88.1 FM in Sugakope. Up north in the northern region, we're on Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. In the Upper East region, we're on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu and Mike 105.3 FM in Navrongo. We're also in the Northeast region on Obia FM 98.1 and Radio Jimbale 107.3 FM in Jimbale. In the Upper West region, we're on Pupili 92.7 FM in Wa. Let's now focus on the Bank of Ghana. Finance and tax analyst Nelson Kujo Kwagbaji has defended the losses recorded by the central bank in its 2025 financial accounts, describing them as the inevitable cost of stabilizing Ghana's economy. Speaking on the central bank's latest financial statement, Nelson Kwagbaji said the Bank of Ghana is not designed to operate as a profit-making institution, but rather to ensure macroeconomic stability. He explained that the mandate also extends to ensuring currency stability and safeguarding the country's financial system.
If you look at the performance of the economy in 2024 and you compare that to 2025, you could only draw one conclusion, that the bank actually used its tools intensively to actually deliver outcome that benefits the ordinary Ghanaians. In fact, bringing down inflation from 23.8% to about 5% demands that the Bank of Ghana must absorb excess liquidity from the system using its OMO operation, and that comes at a cost. Again, building foreign reserve through gold purchase also creates an accounting cost for the balance sheet of the Bank of Ghana. A stronger cedi mechanically also reduces the cedi value of the dollar and the gold the bank holds. And so the loss that Bank of Ghana made is actually justifiable, and those losses will not in any way impact on the core mandates of the Bank of Ghana.
That was finance and tax analyst Nelson Kujo Kwagbaji. Now to the NPP, the party is gearing up for its upcoming polling station elections ahead of the 2028 general elections. The party has also announced that the window for candidate appeals closes today, paving the way for the internal electoral process to proceed as scheduled. The Director of Elections for the NPP, Evans Nimako, tells Citi News all arrangements have been finalized for the exercise, which is set to take place from May 10 to May 16.
Appeals is supposed to end today. The party ensured that the regional party will supervise the conduct of this exercise. So for each constituency, we have designated regional appointed officer to ensure that there's full compliance of the directive given by the National Executive Committee. And so far, I must say that, yes, we are on course. We're hoping that when appeals ends, we'll have full complement of officers who want to dedicate their energies and resources to to serve the party at the polling station level. When this is done, the party has mechanism of ensuring that all the details of those elected officers will be captured electronically and the data will be received at the center.
Okay, sir. Evans Nimako also assured party members that the leadership is treating the polling station elections with the utmost seriousness.
The polling station is the base of the party. It's like you have a building and if you don't have a solid foundation, the building then sits in a very weak structure. And so for the party, if you look at the party's constitution, the polling station is the base and is supposed to be the strongest link in this whole exercise. And so the party is ensuring that everything is done within the guidelines given, and we expect that there will be full compliance by all stakeholders. Mind you, it's elections, so you hear a few issues here and there, but there are mechanisms to ensure that all these issues are resolved.
That was the voice of Evans Nimako, the Director of Elections for the New Patriotic Party. Well, away from the NPP, and posted Environmental Health Officers and Assistants Association of Ghana is threatening to protest on May 12 over delays in their postings and financial clearance. The group says despite engaging the Ministry of Local Government since 2021, their concerns remain unresolved. Now speaking to Citi News, the group's General Secretary, Awini Fred Atinga, expressed frustration over the delay, noting that other sectors have received clearance while they have been left out.
We feel like it's either they've trained us, waste our years in schools, and they want to dump us. And so this time around, our people that we have been leading them all the time, we give them the story of we went there, we didn't meet the minister, we didn't get any serious information. And it has gotten to a point that some of our members feel like when we get there, maybe they give us some small money and we go back.
You have the General Secretary of the Unposted Environmental Health Officers and Assistants Association of Ghana, Awini Fred Atinga. Now, the Ministry of Sports and Recreation has clarified that it did not determine the travel schedule for Ghana's men's 4x100 relay team. This follows concerns raised by athletes over long journeys and limited preparation time ahead of the World Athletics Relays in Botswana. In a statement issued today, the ministry explained that arrival timelines and completion preparation schedules are set by the relevant sports federations and in line with international competition protocols, not by the ministry itself. Gabi Ofe has more in this report.
And Kenya trying to get involved. Brazil right on the inside as well. The second shot's going to be close, but it's China away at the moment. Brazil have pulled up. China, Omanyala charging, but it's going to be China and Ghana. The outside lanes prevail and head for the World Championships.
On Sunday, while many Ghanaians were celebrating Team Ghana's performance in Gaborone, the athletes themselves were left dissatisfied with the preparations ahead of the World Athletics Relays in Botswana. In a post shared on social media platform X, shortly after the team secured qualification for the global event, Abdul Rashid Saminu expressed frustration over the conditions the athletes endured prior to competing. He revealed that the team undertook a 14-hour flight, followed by a 16-hour layover, leaving them with very little time to recover before their race. According to him, the demanding travel schedule affected both their readiness and overall performance. Saminu also drew comparisons with the Black Stars, suggesting that travel arrangements for the national football team are typically better planned and handled well in advance. In response, Ghana Athletics accepted full responsibility for the travel and pre-competition challenges faced by the men's 4x100 meter relay team. The Ministry of Sports and Recreation also addressed the issue on Monday, April 4, distancing itself from the travel concerns. The ministry clarified that it did not determine the team's travel schedule, explaining that such arrangements are handled by the relevant sports federations in accordance with the international competition protocols. According to the ministry, its role is limited to facilitating travel arrangements based on recommendations from the National Sports Authority and the respective federation, in this case, Ghana Athletics. The ministry further reiterated its commitment to supporting national teams within established procedures and assured that it will continue working with stakeholders to improve coordination and preparation conditions for athletes going forward.
Gabi Ofe's report ending this edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios here in Accra. For more news, log on to our website, citinewsroom.com. I am Charles Osukumi. Thank you for listening.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.